his toes.
Hi everybody, I'm Dawn Myford. Thanks so much for joining me on Here's the Deal. So when Harry Reid made the statement that Mitt Romney had paid no federal income tax for 10 years, he was not kidding. Bloomberg News just published an article, and let's be frank, Bloomberg News is not in a liberal, lefty-leaning kind of publication. They are as conservative as Forbes. So they just released an article, and the title is Romney Avoids Taxes Via Loophole, Cutting Mormon Donations. So I'm going to try to take a really expansive conversation around trusts and try to make it as simple as I can here in these 2.5 minutes. A little bit of background. In 1997, Congress cracked down on a popular tax shelter that allowed rich people to take advantage of the exempt status of charities without actually giving any money to the charity. I know, it makes no sense, right? So how do you explain that? Okay, so these funds are called Charitable Remainder Unitrusts, CRUT for short. So let's take an example. Let's say that Mitt Romney sells enough Bain stock that he profits $1 million, and this is in 1994 when tax rates were a little bit higher. So off of that $1 million profit in 1994, Romney would have gotten about $600,000. But if he had it in a CRUT, he wouldn't pay any taxes on it. The taxes are deferred for more than 15 years because he's using the charity and the trust as his tax deferment method. This is a really big deal when it comes to capital gains. Now, he's made that sale. He's got $1 million in cash in his CRUT that is not being taxed, and he's free to reinvest it and reinvest it and reinvest it and continue to grow that fund with no taxation whatsoever under the charitable trust of the Mormon Church. Now, it would take a lawyer to figure this stuff out, and that's exactly who did it. And it is pretty brilliant for the rich guys, allows them to get away completely tax-free. Doesn't always end up working out so well in the end for the charitable trust, because once the holder of the trust dies, they are only beholden by law to give 10% of that trust to the named nonprofit. Get it? So if he had built his CRUT into $10 or $12 million, he's paid no taxes on it, and he only has to leave the Mormon Church 10% of it. This is exactly why Harry Reid was talking about the fact that Mitt Romney has paid no taxes whatsoever. His filing was in 2007 when he used his tax-exempt status of a charity, the Mormon Church, to defer his taxes for more than 15 years of his charitable trusts. This guy he is trickier than Tricky Dick was himself. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Dawn Myford, and this has been Here's the Deal.